Hello there. Facilitating a team meeting is a lot like cooking. Imagine you're getting into a kitchen full of ingredients, herbs, spices, full of interesting flavors and aromas. The challenge is getting the best out of each participant without having some flavors overshadow others. You don't want to end with a bland or disappointing result. For starters, I love cooking, but I believe it's a great way of capturing what has happened in meetings. So let me give you some background. For years, loud voices have overpowered meetings, leaving no room for subtle yet deeper and more complex notes. The evidence was there, but many companies weren't paying attention or simply didn't care. Take, for example, research that shows that 80% of the talking in most meetings is done by only 20% of the participants. Or other study shows that in teams of 6, 2 people usually capture more than 60% of the conversation. The larger the team, the worse things get. So fewer people keep capturing that conversation. At some point, companies realize this imbalance. And of course, the pandemic, remote meetings make things worse and made this imbalance more visible. So what happened? By trying to fix this, we moved the pendulum from one extreme to the other, and loud voices became the culprit. It was all about protecting introverts from extroverts. The intention was good. However, by trying to overcompensate one flavor with another, we ended with a bitter aftertaste. On one hand, introverts felt put on the spot. They were kind of forced to speak up. Take, for example, icebreakers. Research shows that most introverts hate icebreakers. The idea to embarrass themselves, to tell some kind of joke, personal thing in front of a large crowd, that doesn't work. On their hand, introverts felt demotivated. So usually they are high energy, excited to be in a group setting. Now they're feeling deflated. Why? Because their contributions feel useless, and also they don't like to be called the loud people, aka they don't like to feel that they are empty, that their ideas don't count. So what can we do about it? My recommendation is moving from equal participation to fair participation. It might sound like similar, but they're completely different. Rather than trying to force everyone to either hold their horses or speak more so everyone has an equal time, equal ratio of introverts to extroverts, what we need to make sure is that we are protecting everyone's chance to speak up. That's about being fair, giving people their chance not only to speak up, but also to be listened to. However, this shouldn't mean forcing people to speak up or silencing others that have more things to say. We also need to understand that some people will always need more words, more time to share their ideas, and some people might need less. Some people need to talk to think, some people need to think before they talk. And that's in our nature, that's not going to change. This doesn't mean that we're not going to push, as facilitators, people a little bit outside their comfort zone. As I always said, everyone has to give, everyone has to adapt. But what we shouldn't do is trying to force people to act in a way that's not their natural preference. Facilitating for fair, not equal participation, it's about promoting cognitive diversity. It's a yes and approach. It's not about silencing one flavor and augmenting the other. It's about making sure that we include both, that we're finding the right balance to ensure a great result. Most importantly, most of us are not just introverts or extroverts. The big majority, over 70% of people, are a nice combination of both. Even more interesting, the context, the setting, the group size, the topic that you're discussing affects how we express ourselves. So our introversion, extroversion, it's also depending on those variables. If you want a fulfilling outcome, move beyond the labels. Start seeing people for the contribution, not the camp that they belong to. So rather than see people in a box, get rid of the box. So how can you get started to facilitating for fair participation? Well, stay tuned for my follow-up videos in which I'm going to share 5 actionable strategies, and check my latest article with insights and tools to promote fair participation and increase cognitive diversity. See you soon. Bye-bye.